Hi, this is Dean from 6th Sense. This is a short training video on using PS4000 Search function to save a bit of time when you're engineering. This is a sample project that has now been completed, but the task now is to set up the temperature sensors so that they are all of the correct sensor type. In default, the sensors all configure as KP10 sensors. So on this particular project, we're going to configure them to be NTC10 sensors. Rather than opening up each individual pin, what we can do is perform a PS4000 search for the pin type parameter, and that means we get a nice quick list and we can make the changes very rapidly. So this is how you do it. You right click on tab 4000 and right click on your controller which you want to configure, and then you click on search. And you enter in the search string CAI/S T type, and then we click on update, and now we have all of the sensors that are configured with that parameter, all of the pins that are configured that can display that parameter, and then we just drop them down and choose the sensor type that we require. So I'm going to be setting these to be NTC10, so I'll just quickly do that. Okay, so they're all now NTC10, and we click on close. Right, another nice search feature is by setting up the log data. Now in the DDC420 which we're programming, we have a data record size limit of 2,500 parameters, or 2,500 records. If we were logging 10 points, that means that each point could have a bucket of 250 parameters. So it's a good check to see how many trend curves you've got configured, and then you can allocate the bucket size accordingly depending upon what type of pin it is. So we can use the same search function, but in this time we're going to search for the relevant parameter that looks at the bucket number, okay, which is called max entries. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put together a Word document, and I will put this on the support forum for you to download. And these are the search strings that you can enter in for finding the bucket size. So it's star, which is the wildcard, FB_TR01/7, which is the max bucket size. So I can copy that into my clipboard, and I can run another search on the DDC420 controller and paste in, and then update the parameter bucket. And as you can see, I've got all of these from my templates. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So with 12 log records, I'm going to exceed the bucket limit of 2,500 points if they're left at 250 per point. So I'm going to drop some of these down just nice and quick. You can double click on it, or you can just highlight across. You can favour certain points if you wanted to add a bit more history onto a particular point, but if I drop these down to 200 each, that will rectify this problem for now. I'll be within my bucket capacity and click on close. And then one more search is where we do the there's a parameter in the trend bucket which coordinates how often that bucket is then transmitted to the front end, should that be needed, or the backnet client which is going to be asking for the trend data. And we can put the send threshold. I wouldn't wait for those two to be matching. We'll allow ourselves a little bit of capacity just to give the controller less of a stressful life. Let's put that to say 10% less. So let's go 180. So if you do this, you can assure yourself of error-free logging, and it's good just to remind yourself that there is this limit inside the controller of 2,500 records. In the larger controllers, the DDC4000 series, the record bucket limit is 100,000 trend records. Okay, so anyway, that concludes that one, and that's a nice little quick way of setting up some common parameters. And of course you can use this for other things as well. For example, if you've got a number of set points you want to change, you can just search for relevant parameters or timer functions, etc. Okay, thanks very much. That's me finished. Thank you.